No.
Assuming that you're going to need working capital.
Yeah, and you add it onto the finance. You don't, they may say, I probably, you're going to ask them what are your needs, requirements going forward. Are there any special personnel problems? Blah, blah, blah. Have you made any promises? And they all lie and say no, and it's not true. They do. And then you ask the seller, is there anything that would preclude me from getting this fucking thing financed? Just like you ask the board members. And they'll go, you're hesitating. They should have already disclosed lawsuits, but they may not. They think they're stupid enough to think that you're going to miss it. Now, that's fraud. Now, I call it fraud. Now, you won't, because you're afraid the deal will blow up. I'm hoping the deal blows up. And there's two ways to negotiate. You either negotiate from strength, like you had a pair, or like a fucking snowflake weenie that you've been raised to be. Because it's a numbers game. Next. And you spent 11 months. Oh, the fucker, Dan's free mentor program ends in a month. I can't let this fucker off the hook now. And I'm trying to make light of it, but it happens all the time. Can I get an extension to the free mentor program? No. So just in case you're thinking of asking me, so you ask him, is there any reason, or is there anything that I've forgotten to ask you that would preclude me from financing this thing? And if they even hesitate, there is. Well, what is it? Well, they'll tell you. But if they say there isn't, that's fine. You take them at their word. But every time, remember, due diligence is a metaphor for knocking the price down. I've never seen a company sell for a higher price after due diligence, and I've almost always seen the companies sell for a lower price. Because now you start peeling back the onion, the layers of the onion, finding out all the shit about the business. The two mistresses he's got on the fucking payroll. His fucking blind son-in-law he's got on the fucking payroll. His, the cars that he's paying for at Penn State for the fucking athletes are not supposed to get fucking cars. I mean, it all comes out. And everything that comes out, you knock the fucking price down. Everything, due diligence always reduces prices, the cost. Always. And if they're really lying sacks of shit, when some of them are, a $5 million business, this is the truth. I've seen a $5 million business where they paid me $1 million to take it from them. A $12 million refinery, they paid me $9 million to take it from them. Then I sold it back to them. Now, see, just because absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. This is a different world. It's like Mad Dog. The adults are in charge now, kids. And I'm sure your accountant's a nice man. But he's retarded. I don't even have to meet him. I'm positive. And if your accountant's your brother-in-law, you're retarded. And if your lawyer is your wife, you're all retarded. Yeah. Speaking of retardation, number 1 on your, number 3 on your program, number 1 in your heart, Walter. Yeah. Yep. You're gonna believe me. You're gonna unravel shit. Absolutely.
That may affect the deal.
It will affect the deal. And even if it doesn't, you're gonna say it affects the deal. You mean you didn't tell me this, Walter? Were you trying to be disingenuous? Were you trying to take advantage of an old man? I mean, what the fuck's going on here, Walter? What else is there, Walter? Were you lying to me then or you're lying to me now, Walter? I just knocked $1 million off the purchase price. Have I done this before? Yeah. Do I love it? Yeah. I mean, this. I'm telling you, this is so much fun. I don't know whether to shit or go blind. It's a toss-up. Yep.
And if it does lead to you not taking on the deal, would that be, can you basically take money from them?
Oh, breakup fee.
Yeah, that's
If the breakup fee agreement, now you don't write a breakup fee on a $500,000 or $1 million, I mean, but if the breakup fee agreement is written properly, I mean, and it's not your fault, you, the buyer, and it is, and you can substantiate it's the seller, then they pay. Now, no seller's lawyer worth his salt is going to want him to sign a breakup fee. But if they're motivated, seller, remember, Bill just had a stroke and his wife is spitting up blood from emphysema. And now let's say it's 10 years from now and your kids say, fuck you, we don't want anything to do with the business. You didn't send us to school like you promised. Oh, you know, I'm putting the Catholic guilt on him now. I know his buttons, okay? You didn't do what you said you were going to do, Dad. You said you were going to take care of us. Education was your... Hey, if my kids are watching this, Kelly, I did what I said. Derek, you didn't want my money, remember? So don't be, anyway. So, yes, it does qualify as triggering the breakup fee. But some of the people you'll catch them in covering stuff up, and they'll say it was an accident. Okay, so either, if you want to kill the deal, then you just kill the deal. If there's a breakup fee, you take the money, go on to the next. If you really want the deal, and it might be an accident, which I'm almost positive it's not, but it might be. Some of the retards that sell businesses do make mistakes. They use QuickBooks for their book. QuickBooks is a software program that keeps your books. I mean, it's not worth toilet paper, but I mean, QuickBooks, they may have made an entry wrong, and it can happen. It can happen. But I mean, if it's a reasonably big company and a reasonably big accounting firm is doing the books, that shit doesn't happen. That shit doesn't happen. But, you can use it the way you want to use it. If you find another acquisition in the meantime that's a better acquisition, and you learn some information from this guy, then you move on to the next guy. But if it's a meaningful thing and the breakup fee agreement was written properly, then you clip them for some money. Did I answer your question? Okay, you had another question?
Even so, if someone is rehabbing their office, they put $100,000 into their office expenses to freshen their office, and then they send the laborers home to freshen up their house.
Yeah, that's not supposed. Well, you're not supposed to do that.
Not supposed to do that, but I know owners, my competitors who do that.
Oh yeah.
So if
a lot of people do it. Most people live out of their company. Insurance, cars, trips that are vacation holidays, they say are business trips. It happens all the time. I mean, worldwide.
It's more cash for you, though, because that wouldn't happen. That would increase.
Correct.
More profits would be available.
Correct.
For year. Okay.
That's correct.
But you're going to still trim the...
Yeah, I trim all that out. I pull all that shit out. And they don't want you to trim it out or pull it out. You have a lot more leverage in buying a company than you think. Because the truth is, you are doing them a favor. Nobody else is going to buy their piece of shit. It's just not going to happen. They know it, you know it, and they know you know it. And when they look at the board, and they say, fuck, these guys are going to figure everything out. Excuse me. And that's what they're there for. And these old gits like pulling the shit out and finding shit and, and most of them are good at it. And because you're not going to have them hunt on a leash. When they were the big corporate companies, they've had a leash on their neck. They've had attack dogs. They don't let them, well, you're just going to cut that fucking leash and let them loose. you know, in a professional way. But they're going to tear them apart. On that happy note, tear them apart. See you tomorrow, YouTubers.